If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as follow me and subscribe to me on all my other social media platforms. What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back once again to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and my final video of 2023 is here, where I'm going to be talking about most anticipated albums of 2024. So basically how this works is I'm going to start by talking about the ones I'm looking forward to, whether they be confirmed release dates or albums that are in the works in the studio, or albums I want to see come out in 2024. So, and then of course I'll bring up some that I've gotten in the comments on YouTube and even over on Instagram. So actually we're going to get started with the ones I got on YouTube and Instagram. So the one, I only got one on YouTube, and it's from Boss Antelope. Says New Saxon, which that's coming out relatively soon in just a few weeks. New Dark Angel, which I'm going to talk a little bit about later. Well, no new Sepultura, because Sepultura is going to hang it up in 2024. Maybe new Morbid Angel? We'll see. New Napalm Death, I would definitely be down for that. New Judas Priest, obviously. That's another one I'll talk about a little bit later as well. Now, as far as the ones that I got off of Instagram, let me take a look at those. So, Just Joshin says, for new Deicide, which I'm curious about, new Killswitch Engage. Yeah, it's been a while since Killswitch has done anything. I'd be curious to see where they're going from here. New Trivium. I would be down for new Trivium, considering they've been kind of on a renaissance as of late, like a resurgence ever since Sin in the Sentence, which I still need to get it, and What the Dead Men Say, and then I'd have all the Trivium albums I could really want. Let's see, he also says, Avuval, I got no idea, I'm sorry. Maze of Torment, what's up, says, Skeletal Remains, that's coming out in March. And Black Dahlia Murder, which, that's definitely going to be one of the curious ones, considering first one without Trevor, may he rest in peace, and Brian now taking over on vocals, and Ryan Knight taking his spot on guitars. So that's going to be a really cool one to check out. Well, a curious one, I should say. And then Cerebral Upheaval has Funebrarum and Dead Congregation, which I still need to check out, Dead Congregation. I know there's so much hype around that band. And Funebrarum I need to check out as well, because there's just so much out there. It's hard to keep up. But those were all the ones I got on YouTube and Instagram, so now let's talk about the ones I am looking forward to. So I got them in the 5 sections, so the first 5 are going to be the ones that have guaranteed release dates as of this recording. So we're going to kick it off with Blood Red Throne's Nonagon, which comes out at the end of January, and so far, the 2 singles they've released, Blade, Eulogy, and Tempest Sculptor, have been really killer. It sounds like the production's gotten a little more beefy and gritty, and also maintaining a great mix. Of course, this is going to be the first one without Bolt on vocals since the self-titled when he joined. Instead, they got Sindre Johnson taking over vocals and live bass, considering our good friend over at the Horseman Podcast and good pal of mine, Gunnar, the bassist of Blood Red Throne, is not playing live right now because he was diagnosed with leukemia back in October and even shaved his head bald. So I'm hoping and praying he can kick leukemia's ass and come back onto the stage and shred some faces off on the bass. But this new album he did play on, so I'm going to be... I actually pre-ordered it because this is their first one on Soul Seller Records when they were on Nuclear Blast for the last one. So... yeah, I'm going to be curious to check this one out for sure, considering I'm a huge fan of these guys. I mean, there's... but I digress. Next up, this is one I didn't know was coming out, and I've been waiting for a new album from this band for a while. We got coming out on February 23rd, Borknagar with their album Fall, which I'm a big fan of Borknagar, particularly the Wintersorg era, because Wintersorg has such a cool voice that reminds me of like James Hetfield and Matt Heafy, but great black metal screams. But I do love ICS Vortex. He's a phenomenal singer, and this is his second one with just him on vocals since his return to the band back in 2016 with Winter Thrice. But yeah, I had no idea a new Borknagar album was coming out, and it's finally coming out in February, and I can't wait for it. Speaking of February 23rd, coming out the same day, so basically 2 out of the 3 reviews you're going to get that weekend are Borknagar, and probably one of my most anticipated albums due to just how long it's been. Job for a Cowboy with Moon Healer. After all, it's been almost 10 years since Sun Eater came out, and I thought that was a phenomenal album. People can say what they will about Job for a Cowboy. People want to say, oh, they're lame because they started as deathcore. You need to get over yourself and realize the band has completely moved away from that and have become progressive death metal. And this album sounds like it's going to be a continuation from where they left off on Sun Eater with that more technical, progressive, melodic sound that they were going for. So I am totally all for finally a new Job for a Cowboy album after 10 years. I can't wait to hear how this is going to go. Then, of course, March 8th, Judas Priest with Invincible Shield. Of course, we're always going to anticipate giants like Judas Priest to release new music. And from what I've heard, it sounds like they're going to go back a little bit to their 70s roots with the more prog elements that they were doing. So it's going to be kind of, I'd say this is going to be like the ultimate hybrid Priest album where they touch on every era of their career for the most part and come out with something new. So I can't wait for that. And then the final one from the first section of the guaranteed release dates, March 15th, Necrophobic with In the Twilight Grey. It's been a little while since Dawn of the Damned came out in 2020, and that was one of my top albums of 2020, and I still listen to it from time to time. Necrophobic, in my opinion, the most consistent and the best blackened death metal band of all time. After all, they are one of the first in the subgenre, or fusion genre, I should say. And hopefully with this new album, they continue to prove why they are the best blackened death metal band, period. Now let's talk about 5 albums that are in the works, or either getting ready to come out, but just don't have a release date yet. Nile. I've seen studio updates that Nile have been working on new material, and we're finally going to get the follow-up to their album Vile Nihilistic Rites. And this would be the second one, I think, with their new main frontman, Brian, even though Carl still does vocals and guitar work as well. But we'll see, because I felt Vile Nihilistic Rites, while it was great, I thought it was a bit of a transition album because it was the first one with a new frontman. I feel like this new one might blow that one out of the water, but we have to wait and see. Of course, Broken Hope is always going to pop up on here because it's been quite a while since Mutilated and Assimilated came out. And even when I talked to Jeremy last year on the Horseman podcast, he said they're absolutely working on new material, just waiting for the right time to finish it and get it out there. But at the same time, Jeremy's also been working on new Earthburner material, which that's going to be really cool, and they're supposed to have something come out in 2024 as well. New Anthrax. After all, it's been a long time since we've had a new Anthrax album, since 2016, and I look forward to hearing where they're going to go, if it's going to continue in the direction they were going on For All Kings, or are they going to go back even further to like their 80s roots. We just have to wait and find out. New Testament, because of course it's like every presidential election year we get a New Testament album, so I think we're guaranteed a New Testament album to come out in 2024, and first one with a new drummer, and I forget the kid's name. I thought they was going to have Dave Lombardo stay in the band because he toured with them for the past couple of years. I figured they would have gotten Lombardo to do drums for the new album, and I would have loved that, but it looks like we're going to get a new kid who I've heard is pretty damn good, so we'll see how he fares being the young kid in a band full of legendary old folks playing thrash better than most thrash bands today. And then speaking of old thrash legends, Dark Angel, which Boss brought up on his most anticipated. Of course, yeah, Gene Hoglan been dying to get new Dark Angel out there since it's been coming in on 2024. 33 years since Time Does Not Heal. I look forward to hearing what the fuck Gene and the gang's gonna have in store for our ears in 2024, if that is indeed going to be coming out. Now for 5 albums I hope come out in 2024. First, Ulcerate. It's been since 2020 since Staring to Death and Be Still came out, and I've been really getting into Ulcerate as of late, to the point where I might even rank their albums in the near future. But yeah, dissonant, avant-garde, blackened, technical death metal with some post-metal in there. Basically, they kind of go all over the extreme metal map. And I hope to hear something new from this badass trio from New Zealand. Next up, and they've been teasing stuff with releasing stuff over the past couple of years, Blood Incantation. After all, it's been since 2019 since their last full-length Hidden History of the Human Race came out, and of course they did the sci-fi ambient Time Wave Zero EP in 2022, and then just a couple of months ago released the mini EP Luminescent Bridge, which contained maybe one of my top 3 favorite songs of 2023 with Obliquity of the Ecliptic. So I'm hoping we can get full material from Blood Incantation, because I'm dying to hear what Paul and the boys have been doing since doing all this crazy shit. Next up, Hooded Menace. I would love a new Hooded Menace album. It's been well over 2 years since Trident's Bell came out, and that was a massive album. That was my number 3 album for 2021, because I absolutely loved jamming it. It was just so much fun. Hopefully keep Andy LaRocque as producer and continue blending their classic Death Doom sound with classic heavy metal influence, because I really loved that vibe on Trident's Bell quite a bit. Next up, Alice in Chains. It's been over 5 years since Rainier Fog came out, and I need more Alice in Chains in my life. I would love to hear what Jerry, Sean, Mike, and William have been working on since then, and see and hear how it's going to go. If it's anything like they've been doing since their comeback, I'm all for it. And then finally, this one I have been begging for a long time, Triptychon. I want a new Triptychon album, Tom Warrior, because it's been too long. Coming into 2024, 10 years since Milana Chasmata came out, which was one of my favorites of 2014. And I know Tom's been doing his own thing with the Hellhammer, Triumph of Death, touring and stuff like that, and also Triptychon shows. But I would love to hear full material, considering you got Hannes Grossman as the drummer, who's one of the best modern metal drummers out there, because he can play every style to a T. So granted, it's going to feel weird hearing him do stuff that isn't thrashy and blast beat centric and focus more on doominess and gothic grooves and all this kind of shit. But I want new Triptychon in 2024. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, is my list of most anticipated albums for 2024. What are your most anticipated albums for 2024? Let me know in the comments below, and stick around on the channel today, because tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern is going to be a 4,000 subscriber live stream celebration hangout / giveaway for all this stuff right here that I got in my possession. So come along to the stream, enter the giveaway, and you might have a chance to win, and we can chat on camera and whatever the fuck else. But until then, keep your horns high and your dreams wet.